And now, Andrew's Doers, Andrew Knows Everything proudly presents 29erella. It is for the 2900 special. It is based on the story of Cinderella. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a young girl named 29erella. 29erella had 10 ugly, wicked, mean stepsisters. Hers named Tina, Winona, Elena, Nina, Tonya, Yadina, Natalia, Isabella, Nadina, and Erica. Altera made 29erella do all the chores. Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all, said Tina to Erica all together. One day, the king of Novem Vigilant's messenger said, Hear ye, the king of Novem Vigilant's is going to throw a ball. And whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Novem Vigilant's. But 29erella is not welcome. Her stepsisters are. They then argue over who will marry Prince Novem Vigilant's later. 29erella is so sad that she can't go to the ball and marry Prince Novem Vigilant's. Suddenly, her fairy godmother asks her what's wrong by saying, Why are you crying, 29erella? 29erella responds, I can't go to the ball and marry Prince Novem Vigilant's. 29erella's fairy godmother said, I can help with a bit of magic, and waved her magic wand. Because of that, 29erella's chores are all done. But her fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, 29erella, go fetch me a pumpkin. Luckily, 29erella has 29 pumpkins. 29erella's fairy godmother waved her magic wand again to turn the 29 pumpkins into a handsome throne drawn by 58 strong horses. And then 29erella ripped clothes into a gown and crown. 29erella said, I've never seen such a 29-tastic gown! And get a roll of my glass slippers! Her fairy godmother said, Have fun, 29erella, but I would warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken, and everything will change back to the way it was before. 29erella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Novem Vigilant's was wondering who he should marry. He is walking towards me, said Tina to Erica all together, but he's not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards 29erella. 29erella and Prince Novem Vigilant's dance happily together. But later, 29erella realized it's almost midnight, so she scurried out of the ball. And she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince Novem Vigilant's was so worried that he might never see 29erella again. So he traveled all around Novem Vigilant's to find her and brought the glass slipper with him. He knocked on the door of the house where 29erella and her 10 ugly, mean stepsisters lived. But instead of 29erella, he finds her Tina to Erica. Prince Novem Vigilant's then said, Ladies, I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on this glass slipper? Unfortunately, none of their feet are the right size. Suddenly, Prince November Toppling notices 29-year-old's sweet singing. 29-year-old gets so excited because she's happy to have Prince November Toppling back. And Prince November Toppling doesn't have to put the glass slipper back on her foot because it's so uncomfortable. And they both lived happily ever after. The end. And good night, Andrews Doers. And I've been debating on making the sequels maybe a bit of a tradition. Take care. Bye. And now, Andrews Doers. Andrew Does Everything proudly presents 58-year-old. It is based on the story of Cinderella with a bit of a twist. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a young adult girl named 58-year-old. 58-year-old had 10 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Fatima, Ivana, Fernanda, Tara, Yadina, Eliza, Isabella, Georgia, Hannah, and Tasha. All 10 of them made fun of 58-year-old and made her do all the chores. 58-er wench! Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all! Said all 10 of them together. One day, the king of Otto Quinn Quadrant and Tumbleham's messenger arrives and says, Hear ye, hear ye! The king of Otto Quinn Quadrant and Tumbleham, his majesty, is going to throw a ball and whoever has with lots of food. And after dinner at 10 o'clock, whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Otto Quinn Quadrant and Tumbling. Can I come? Asked 58-year-old. But she's not welcome. Her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters are. He's going to marry me, said Fatima. No way, Fatima! You're wrong! He's going to marry me! Said Ivana. Both of you are wrong! He's going to marry me! Said Fernanda. The rest say, all three of you are wrong! He's going to marry me! And then they tear 58-year-old's best party dress. Later, at 8 o'clock at night, 58-year-old is distraught, upset, and sad, doing chores about not going to the ball. Suddenly, 58-year-old's fairy godmother arrives and comforts her. There now, 58-year-old. I can help with a bit of magic. Nobody will know it's you, she said. And so, she waves her magic wand to do all the chores for 58-year-old. But she's not done yet. She says, 58-year-old, go fetch me a pumpkin and some ice. Luckily, 58-year-old has 58 pumpkins and 116 mice. 58-year-old's fairy godmother waves her magic wand again to turn the 58 pumpkins into a handsome coach, 116 mice into horses, and then 58-year-old's work clothes into a gown and crown. 58-year-old says, I've never seen such an Octo Quinquadrant Tumbletastic gown. You get it out of my glass slippers. Fairy godmother, how can I ever thank you enough? And climbs into the coach. 58-year-old's fairy godmother says, well, you can't, but have fun, 58-year-old. But I would warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken, and everything will change back to the way it was before. And gives her a clock to tell her what time it is. It's 9 o'clock now, and so 58-year-old accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, the king of Octa, Quinn, Quadrant, and Tumblingham says, good evening, everyone. Prince Octa, Quinn, Quadrant, and Tumbling was wondering who to marry. Isn't that right, son? In which Prince Ataquin Quadrant Tumbling responds, yes, father. At 10 o'clock, 58 Arella arrives at the ball for the food first. Just in time, 58 Arella then sees Prince Ataquin Quadrant Tumbling. Her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters, Fatima and Tasha say, he's walking towards me altogether. But Prince Ataquin Quadrant Tumbling is not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards 58 Arella after dinner, says. Prince Aqua Quadrant Tumbling asks, may I have this dance? And so, 58 Arella responds, I would be delighted. 58 Arella and Prince Ataquin Quadrant Tumbling dance happily together. But later, 58 Arella checks her clock, and it's almost midnight! So she scurried out of the ball, and she was running so fast that she lost both her glass slippers. Prince Ataquin Quadrant Tumbling was really worried that he might never see 58 Arella again. The king of Ataquin Quadrant Tumbling comforts him by saying, there now, son. I think we'll be able to find 58 Arella, my dear daughter-in-law. And so, the king of Ataquin Quadrant Tumbling and Prince Aqua Quadrant Tumbling traveled all around the neighborhood to find 58 Arella and brought the two glass slippers with them. By the time they arrived, they knock on the door of the house where 58 Arella and her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters lived. But instead of 58 Arella, they find her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters, Fatima to Tasha. Prince Aqua Quadrant Tumbling then says, ladies, my father, the king of Ataquin Quadrant Tumbling, and I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on these glass slippers? Fatima's first, but her feet are too big. Ivana's next, but her feet are too small. Nonsense! They fit! She said. The rest are the same, but none of their feet are the right size. Suddenly, the king of Ataquin Quadrant Tumbling and Prince Aqua Quadrant Tumbling, known as 58 Arella's, sweet singing. Prince Ataquin Quadrant Tumbling and your majesty, is that you guys? She hollered excitedly. The glass slippers fit! And 58 Arella, the king of Ataquin Quadrant Tumbling and the Prince Ataquin Quadrant Tumbling lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, Andrews Doers. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share on Internet Everything, and buy our merchandise at interneteverything.com. Take care. Bye.